Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Jodo Cast, your Star Wars gaming podcast. This is episode 70. My name is Evan Lewis. I'm, of course, joined by Leo Andre.
I just waved.
Great. I'm sure the radio audience appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
You at least have to give, like, a narration, like, he waved. Like Ron Howard in Arrested Development.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure Joe Litovsky has thoughts about that.
Of course I do, because I understand all references. Remember, we established this in the canon last episode.
That's right. So whoever's writing the Wikipedia page for the Jodo Cast needs to note that. Thank you for taking care of that, by the way, whomever you are.
Yeah, we got great fans who curate our wiki site.
That's right. They're the best. They're almost as good as the people who have given their time, talents, and passion over at patreon.com/thejodocast. Those people, our patrons, are literally the best people on earth. And we thank them profusely for all their efforts to keep us going. And so far, I think January, of course, by the time you hear this, no, it'll still be January when you hear this, has been a pretty good month in terms of getting out content, and we really hope that we can keep it going. It's not just some lame-o New Year's resolution where we love doing it, we want to keep doing it, and we thank you for helping us to do so. Once again, patreon.com/thejodocast. Go check it out. It's great.
You know, I don't know about the guy editing our Wikipedia page, but I would like to meet whoever the guy is that started that Wampa Hole Twitter account and shake his hand one day. Or her hand.
That's excellent.
You don't know what sort of Wampa holes that hand has been near.
Or if they or maybe they just have one hand. Maybe they're just going to shake his hand with the cut off one. That'd be awkward. Like you put out your right hand to shake and it's like, that's insensitive. All right. Maybe we'll meet them at Gen Con. Who knows? Okay.
Maybe.
We are going to skip talking about what we've been playing because we're going to have a pretty full episode. We're talking about our Best of 2017.
Except for the categories that are about things that aren't the best.
But they are the best at being bad.
Well, okay.
Haha.
You got me there.
But it's not like we went out and got them their own special trophy. All the trophies look the same. We just have to determine what those look like.
Yeah, so really everyone just gets like a participation award at the end.
Pretty much. And it's a plastic knockoff Oscar, and it's got a JodoCast helmet on it.
I'm picturing, I think we should give everyone like like sculptures of Chob's knob.
That's
whatever
good.
Whatever that thing may be. Whatever his knob is.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's something.
We're gonna give the winners 3D renderings of it.
I'm picturing.
Are we gonna buy a 3D printer?
Like a plumbus.
Like what?
I don't know if that means anything to you guys.
We understand all references.
It's
ever.
A plumbus is just it's a thing from Rick and Morty that they designed to look as gross and offensive as possible, but without actually being anything. Essentially.
Is that season 2 or 3?
I don't know. I think it's in 1. It's from Interdimensional Cable. They're like, see how a plumbus is made.
That's the best one. I need to watch that again. Okay, so best of 2017. I think last year when we did this, we gave our quick impressions of Rogue One because we don't typically do like review shows, like our immediate thoughts after seeing one of the movies. So, I mean, we'll just take a few minutes because we haven't done that yet. People might be wondering what we thought of The Last Jedi, since there's so much controversy and stupidity about it. All right, I'm going to toss the ball in the air. Go.
It was the second best Star Wars movie, right after Empire Strikes Back.
Damn.
And if you disagree, you're wrong. That's all I got to say about it.
It's in my rotating number one Star Wars movie, which always switches between Empire, Last Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith. Usually it's Empire, but those all kind of fit up there.
The puppeteering was slightly superior in Empire, so that pushed it over the top for me.
The puppet work was like the deciding factor for you.
Yep. Otherwise,
That's
everything
fair.
else was equal.
Okay. Well, since we're talking rankings, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Like, I haven't thought about ranking them for myself in so long. For some reason, I love ranking things, but I couldn't do it because I love the new movies so much. TFA, Rogue One, and TLJ are just all so damn good. Like, I love them, and I don't know how I put them against the old ones. I don't know.
I guess I didn't love The Force Awakens quite as much as you did. I mean, I still think it's in the top half of the movies series probably, but I don't think quite as much love for The Force Awakens. But The Last Jedi, I just walked out of the theater and I was blown away. I mean, there's some minor quibbles about it, like the casino bits. I mean, that they could have been, I don't want to say taken out, but done differently, because I feel like there was some important things that happened during that bit of the movie. Because that whole bits were kind of like about the growth of Finn's character. Because all through The Force Awakens, Finn really is just kind of a selfish, slightly cowardly guy. I mean, in the fact that he really only does things to either save himself or try to protect Rey in some way. Beyond that, he doesn't really have a lot of concerns. I mean, like he wasn't going to go to Starkiller Base. The only reason he went there was because Rey was there. And then at the start of, The Last Jedi, he's planning on leaving the Resistance and running away again. Well, I mean, not running away, because he's going to Rey. But again, it's all about him or Rey, and that's kind of it. But I think, the casino bits were about him growing a bit and deciding that the Resistance and other people are worth fighting for. And I mean, I think that was good for his character. I don't necessarily like the way they went about it 100%, but
I think it was
one
more
of the people who like just absolutely vilifies that whole thing.
Well, good, because I agree with you on all those points, and I think the things that if we were to change it, it would just come down to like maybe pacing and editing a little bit. It felt just kind of frantic at times, like they just had to get through it. But I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed all the scenes with Rose and Finn were great. I want more of that. Give me a comic series with those two.
I'm looking forward to more Rose in the next movie.
For sure. Joe?
Yeah. Can I help you?
Yes, you can. Leo laid out his thoughts on Last Jedi, and we're eager
That's
to
how
hear.
I feel.
That's how he
What do you
feels,
think?
and he was positive about it. So, what do we even do with that? What kind of a world are we living in
It's mirror universe, Leo.
with no beer?
I just liked everything. I don't think I had any. If I had complaints or quibbles, I can't think of them right now because they were small.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I do have a complaint.
Uh-oh.
3D was dumb.
Why'd you see it in 3D? You hate 3D.
Because my kid wanted to see it in 3D.
He
so I
doesn't
was
know better.
So the second time I went to go see it, we went to it in 3D, and I didn't enjoy it at all. There's one scene and one scene only that 3D added anything to, and that's the opening crawl of the movie.
Not even
but
the...
other than
like...
and it no, everything
No?
else
Okay.
was dumb. Everything else was dumb, except for maybe like when Kylo holds out his hand to Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it did one of those things where he thrust his hand out at your face. But it was one of those ones where it's like you really get the 3D effect without it being gimmicky, you know, where they're just like, "Oh, look at things 3D." Like what was it, Clash of the Titans? God.
Oh,
that
well,
movie was
yeah.
terrible
But
for
that one wasn't shot for 3D. That was all after the fact 3D.
Are you sure? Because
Yep.
the movie was nothing but constant 3D gimmicks. They were like every 30 seconds throwing it at the screen.
I don't know what to tell you, because that was the whole complaint about that, was that like Avatar was shot for 3D and then Clash of the Titans was not, but they were like, oh crap, we want to get on this 3D stuff.
See, but even that I don't think really makes that much of a difference. It's more the whole, they were just, like I said, they were every 5 minutes there was a spear or an arrow or a handful of coins flying at the
You
screen.
guys are having a debate that stopped being relevant like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone's already decided that 3D's stupid, so...
It's only 8 years ago. Okay, I think... all right. I think we're good. We all love Last Jedi. It's great. Hooray, Ryan Johnson is
and
great.
hate Clash of the Titans.
And
All
hate
right.
Clash of the
Glad
Titans.
we've-
And Avatar.
Glad we've established that.
And we hate
And
Avatar too. Yeah. Perfect. Like, if that's all that someone wanted to hear about this episode, they'd be like, that was perfect episode. Let me run over to Patreon right now.
More of that hard-hitting Clash of the Titans reviews, if you sponsor us.
Awesome.
What was the sequel? Clash of some other things.
Smash of
we
the
could
Titans.
talk about that. We could talk about that next time.
Perfect. Smackdown of the Titans. All right. Let's actually get to our 2017 year in review of games. Let's start off with our surprise hit of 2017. Joe, let's get this kicked off.
Sorry, I was just looking at my...
Just ignoring the show.
Well, my internet
Well, at least
speed
he's not
test
playing
is
Overwatch.
showing me like...
I did that like once.
I'm coming up about 30 megabytes per second short on what I'm paying for. So I'll figure that out later.
Okay.
But my surprise hit, I guess, would be Force Arena, because it was like the only new thing that came out that surprised me, that I played a lot, but also I haven't played it in months. Like, I really liked it for like a couple months, and then I haven't played it in a while.
I think it came out like almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah, and
Didn't it?
I feel like maybe I
January?
should check on it again, because I think they've added a lot of new stuff, and it was a neat game. I guess I just stopped. I don't know, mobile games aren't my thing too much.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't grab my attention. I think it's partly because I don't actually enjoy playing games on my phone. Like, I just don't think it's a very good platform for playing games on. And so like games I do play tend to be like ones where I could just like hit a button every now and then and mostly ignore. And I couldn't do that with Force Arena. So a thing that normally would be a positive for me, like it actually had better gameplay than most mobile games do, was actually a negative because I didn't want to take the time to invest all my concentration in the game. Because when I do play a game on like my phone, it's usually while I'm doing something else, as just like I tap things on the phone every now and then to fill spaces in between doing other things.
Well, that was clearly not Leo's surprise hit. But so what was yours?
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't count, but I'm going to say Legion since it was announced and shown off in 2017. Because, well, I mean, when it came out at Gen Con, or, you know, when like the rumors first started coming out right before Gen Con, I guess I was surprised. I didn't, with Imperial Assault on the market, I didn't think that they were going to do another minis game, but everything I've seen just has got me super excited. I can't wait to play the game. And like every day I refresh the Fantasy Flight website at least a dozen times hoping for a new article with a release date in it. Today we got to see the Leia and the new Fleet Troopers preview. So, I mean, not a release date, but I guess that was cool. Did I lose my connection again?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Just giving you time to collect your thoughts if there was any other gushing you wanted to do on a game that's not out yet, but I don't blame you. It's got everyone pretty excited, obviously. So
I don't know. Not a lot of Imperial Assault players. I think there's a lot of Imperial Assault players out there who are the exact opposite of excited.
I'm going to put myself in that group because, and I've said this before, Imperial Assault is the kind of minis game that I want to play, and Legion is the type of game, miniatures game that I don't want to play. But that's just me being weird.
See, but for me, like I've wanted to play games like 40K for a long time, but I was always turned off by the huge monetary investment that playing 40K would be. So now that I can play a similar game, but with Star Wars, yeah, I'm 100% sold. Like I've talked about on the show, I'm been spending, rather than playing other games lately, I've been spending more time in my basement making bits of terrain for this game that's, like you said, not even out yet.
But that's awesome. I can't get over how much I love that piece of this game. That's really what it attracts me, is that it requires that extra bit of not just talent, but dedication, I guess, and passion. So for me, my surprise hit is kind of an odd one because it's not new. It's been out for a while, and it's mobile, and it's Galaxy of Heroes. And I'm calling this a surprise hit because I have heard and seen, like, heard people talk and see people chat on Discord so much about this game. Like, not just when there's new content, but as people are going through the content, I just, like, I can't go anywhere without someone telling me all about their Galaxy of Heroes game, how that's going. And it seems like they've really been upping the ante on what's included in the game, especially this past year.
I don't know.
No?
I mean, see, so the thing is, it's like, I do like it better than, say, like Force Arena, because it meets that I can just tap a button and then ignore the game for a little while. I could just let it auto fight and not have to pay attention to it. So I mean that's nice. Like I said, for me, mobile games are just meant as short little time killers. That's all I want. But at the same time, it's got a lot of these like loot boxy type mechanics to it, and like the actual gameplay. I mean, like they have been adding new things. Like during the period I played, they added like territory battles and some stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's still exactly the same things. It's just more stuff to get you to use up your time and the like energy that you get to spend to do stuff, so that you'll want to spend more crystals or whatever the shit is that they give you in there.
Yeah.
And like most mobile games, like the conversion rates for real money to what you get in the game for spending that money is just absolutely ridiculous. Like I can't believe how much they charge and what a small amount of stuff you get if you actually are going to spend real money. I mean, like I bought like the beginner pack thing that was like $2, $3, whatever. 'Cause it's a free game and I'm okay with throwing a few bucks that game's way. But beyond that, it was just like, and sometimes even for spending a decent amount of money, $10, $15, you still got like you had to spend like 30 to $50 to actually get anything worthwhile out of your money, which is, I don't know. I mean, at least basically everything in the game is eventually attainable as playing free. So it's got that going for it. So it's still not quite as exploitative as some of the other similar style games out there. But
yeah,
I don't know. I played it a lot for a while there too, but there's so much to do in it. Like I said, because they keep adding more things that, I don't know, I just kind of started to feel overwhelmed, and I just gave up playing it, because it's like, if I was going to log in, you're kind of like, okay, I've got to do my Galactic War stuff, and then I've got to do all my daily quests, and I've got to fight in both of these raids my guild has going on, and I got to fight in my guild's territory battles, and and I don't know. The amount of time it was consuming versus what I was getting back out of it was not enough for me. But I mean, it's one of those ones where it wasn't for me, but I do understand why people enjoy it, at least.
Yeah, and this was the first year that I'd actually downloaded it and like looked at it myself instead of just looking at pictures of it and going meh. And I was pretty surprised by how nice it was and how easy it was to play. So, yep, that's my surprise hit. It's kind of a weird one, but I'm sticking to it. And now, as if we weren't spending time talking about some duds already, let's talk about the biggest dud of the year. And this is according to both sales and public opinion, as well as personal opinion. And we had Joe go first last time, so let's do Leo and get the obvious one out of the way.
Yeah, this one's easy. It was Battlefront 2. What a turd.
Does more need to be said, or are you satisfied with what a turd?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we've already had an entire show of me bitching about Battlefront 2, and I guess we could have another entire episode of me bitching about Battlefront 2.
I think we're okay there.
No, we're good.
We're good.
Thanks.
I guess I'll just say the multiplayer. It isn't really what disappointed me, because even though it's still not that great, it is an improvement over Battlefield 1. Battlefront 1. There we go. But it was mostly what disappointed me was the campaign. That was like one of the worst first-person shooter campaigns I've played in pretty much ever. So there we go. 100% biggest dud of the year.
Okay. I'll go next. My biggest dud is a little bit of a heartbreaker because Knights of the Fallen Empire, the last really big expansion for Star Wars The Old Republic, its primary block of game dropped, I think, in the fall of 16, if I'm not too mistaken. And then after the new year, they were supposed to start coming out with more periodic content again. And they did. And it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't with this one, because they promised a return of more multiplayer stuff, more war zones, more flashpoints, more operations, and they definitely delivered. And that's not stuff that I'm interested in. And it was still story focused content. Like, it was still going off of the same Fallen Empire storyline. And to their credit, they brought out a lot. They had a new trailer for another update pretty frequently, but none of it was enough to make me come back and start paying again. It was enough to make me go, whoa, what's going on here? I wish I knew what was happening, but not enough to make me pay the $15 a month. So we'll see where they go from here, especially in light of some of the other news that came out today with regards to BioWare's Anthem. Whether or not that can be believed, we'll see. And now, Joe, what you got?
That game that Visceral was working on that got canned because Visceral got shut down.
Yeah, rest in peace, Star Wars Uncharted. For the second time, actually.
I mean,
the
I'm
second
not
Star Wars
whatever,
Uncharted
but it's certainly a big dud because it didn't even get out of the.
I can't decide how sad I am about it.
I think it's easier to. The more you read about it, the more you're like, that game was not coming together very well. Regardless of regardless of what their end goal was, it was not getting there very well.
Yeah. Whatever they would have ended up getting released had they continued with development probably wouldn't have been that great. But at the same time, when you read some of the stories about like their initial like really ambitious plan that they had, like that game sounded really cool. But I think that they, if I remember right from what I was reading, like they didn't end up going with that very long because it didn't take them long to realize that, oh yeah, that we will never ever be able to make this game. And they sort of changed gears a little bit. But even though it's probably never feasible, I would have liked to have seen that original game they were trying to make.
Yeah, I would have been quite happy to see that game come to fruition. But it shall never be. Maybe someday we'll get an actual linear first-person adventure.
Maybe someday we'll get a Star Wars game that's not Battlefront.
How long has EA had this deal with Disney? Because
how long have they had it, or how long do they have it for?
Well, it was like a 10-year deal, I think. But how long is it? Has it been like 5 years already?
I don't. It's well, I mean, because I thought that the deal was announced not very long after the initial buy from Disney.
In any case,
yeah, it was pretty soon after.
I think it was it 2012? I think when they shut down LucasArts.
They've made more movies than games. Like, at least keep the number the same. I mean, or like I know it's different beasts, but the production time tends to be similar on these projects. I don't know. EA is not where this needs to be.
Earth is not where EA needs to be, but that's a whole nother conversation. I don't know. We still need to have a BioWare podcast, Joe, just so we can.
Okay, I'm sure when
about.
Anthem comes out, there'll be more to talk about.
There you go. Perfect. I just want to talk about Dragon Age and Mass Effect. I just want more of that all the time. Okay, never mind. That's a different show altogether. Let's talk about what we personally missed out on. Like, what Star Wars game did we not get to enjoy that we would have liked to have? I'm going to go first on this one because it's the same as last year. Armada. They keep coming out with cool new ships, and they finally brought out... I'm not going to be able to think of the name of this ship, but it's Admiral Raddus. His ship from Rogue One. There you go. And I've been asking for that one, and it's so cool. And it's one of the ones that I don't have any of because I can only have so many, although with LCG dying, or,
I wonder
steps
if they'll
away
ever
from
actually
there.
put the Raditz in the game. Because that was the name of the ship, the big Moncal ship in The Last Jedi was the Raditz.
That's right. It was, wasn't it? I thought that was a pretty cool nod. Okay, yep, so that's me. So Armada. Sorry, I still haven't gotten to you. Joe next.
I pick Star Wars Jedi Challenges, which is that, like, VR thing where the controller is the lightsaber, because I don't think it's probably not worth buying unless you have more money than you need, in which case maybe, donate to a charity or something. Yeah. But it's like, because, if you're going to get a VR thing, get something that runs on your computer and you can play whatever you want. But in any case, I just wanted to try it because it actually looked really cool having the little lightsaber controller and fighting Kylo Ren. And you can play holo chess in that. Like, you can have, like, a holo chess on your coffee table or something. And I wanted that.
Have you seen that game? I think it's a VR game also. That's like, but your two controllers are like, look like a red and blue lightsaber, and then like blocks with arrows kind of come at you, and you got to slice the blocks in the direction of the arrows. It looks like, and it's like a rhythm game.
Beat Saber or something like that. But if Lenovo, if you're out there listening, you can send me a copy of Jedi Challenges and I'll review it because I want to play it, but I'm not going to pay however much it is for something I'll probably pay for like a week and then be like, all right, I'm done. Like, we have like a Samsung Gear headset. We got it for free when Bethany bought the Galaxy 8 phone. It's one that you like stick your phone in, and it works really cool, but we played with it for like 2 days, and then we haven't touched it since.
Well, okay. How about Leo?
I guess for me, I missed out on playing Legion demos. I never got to go to any events where they were demoing Legion. I guess you could also, if we're not going to go with Legion again, since I already said that, I guess you could say I missed out on playing Imperial Assault, because I was actually planning on buying into Imperial Assault finally here.
Oh no. Well, then, I guess for you it's fine. You're getting the one that you actually wanted.
Yeah, and then I started hearing rumors about Legion, and I was like, oh well, maybe I'll wait on Imperial Assault to find out what this Legion thing is. And yeah, once I found out that it was in fact going to be a larger scale war game, like I suspected it would be based on the title, decided not to get Imperial Assault. I still would like to play the game, because like I really enjoy playing the campaign, and I would like to play through the other ones. I just don't know if I'm ever going to get the time with starting to play Legion here. I mean, maybe I could play the campaign with some of my friends who already own the game, but I'm not going to invest in the money into the game myself anymore at this point.
Yeah, at least you were not the guy that we described as buying that box of Imperial Assault that he'd been thinking about for a while, sitting down to the Fantasy Flight in-flight report, and then being like, oh no, smash it on the floor. All right, let's talk about... Now, the last couple years, because we've done 2 of these before, haven't we? I think we've done 2 of these.
This is our second or our third one. Yeah, this is our third annual.
Perfect. So the last couple years, we did a Rookie of the Year category, but this year I think was a little light on rookies. So we're gonna do Expansion of the Year, because I think last year we were lumping Destiny into 2016. So I think
because didn't it come out in December or something like that? So it like just barely missed. Or I mean, it came out just after the end of the year, not December, because that still would have been the end of the year.
Yeah. So last year we foisted a whole bunch of awards on Destiny, so we're not going to count it as a rookie for this year. So Expansion of the Year. Let's start with Joe.
Expansion of the Year, I'd probably have to go with Jabba's Realm for Imperial Assault. That one just kind of added a whole lot, and it really changed the whole competitive meta. The campaign was really fun. It came with the Rancor model, and the Gamorreans, and the Jet Troopers. It was just a solid expansion.
So for anyone that is still going to play Imperial Assault, it's a solid buy. Should run out and get it right now?
If you don't have it already, yeah.
Excellent. If for no other reason than to be able to use that sweet alternate art Rancor card that our patrons got, right?
That's a good point.
There you go. Okay, Leo, you're up.
I guess I'm going to say Spirit of Rebellion for Destiny. I really liked that expansion a lot. I didn't like Empire at War quite as much. Like it had a lot of cool stuff, but it also, I think, introduced some things that really annoyed me with the game. Not as much with Spirit of Rebellion. A lot of cool cards. Had a ton of fun playing it. Yeah, I guess I don't know what more there is to say, other than that's it.
So you called it in. End of story. Actually, now I'm really curious about what it was about Empire at War you didn't like. I didn't get too many of those, and I didn't really pay that close of attention to that one, so I'm just curious.
Just a lot of the decks I ended up playing against after Empire at War came out, I just didn't enjoy playing against those decks. Like someone like the Thrawn and Unkar decks, and
I was gonna say you got Thrawn. What more do you want?
I mean, he was cool and all, but I mean, I didn't think Thrawn and Unkar were very fun to play against. I know they kind of nerfed him a bit with some of the errata that they did, but
well, I was gonna say it wasn't even Thrawn that got his numbers changed. It was Unkar,
yeah,
which is kind of funny.
But yeah, and there's just a few other things. Like I didn't enjoy the meta, especially like right at the beginning. Like it got a little bit better after like I said, they did some errata and some things like that. But I didn't enjoy the meta all that much when that one first came out. So yeah, for me, it's Spirit of Rebellion. That was the expansion of the year.
Cool. Mine, as I wipe the tears out of my eyes, is the apparently final cycle of Star Wars the card game, aka the living card game, and not just because it's the last one and we want to send it off with a Viking funeral, but because they really pushed in my opinion, pushed the limits of what they could do design-wise, and they introduced some new ideas, and it felt like a new game. This felt like a, second or third year type of expansion where they're going to take the game in new different directions, and we're going to see meta-breaking concepts. And it was, you could think of it also as the Rogue One cycle. And, it was really great. Like, I got so excited for every pack.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool too, mostly just because they included people from Rogue One, all the characters from Rebels, and characters from the Afra comics.
And the thing with it though is looking at some of like these last few Force packs and stuff. Maybe I'm way off base here because it's been so long since I've actually played the game. But just from my observations and looking at some of the packs, it seems like here towards the end there might have been a bit of a power creep a little bit, because sometimes I would read some of the cards and just be like, holy crap, that is kind of crazy. But I don't know, with the game being the whole pod system thing, I don't know, maybe there's other cards in the pod that balance it out or whatever. So I could be, like I say, I could be totally wrong here.
Usually that's the case, but I think the last couple of cycles, most of the pods have been relatively solid throughout. There's been a far fewer crap cards per pod, per pack, than the first couple expansions. And I think, that started with Rogue Squadron. Like we said on 2 episodes ago, where we predicted its demise by a matter of days, which I still love.
You love it?
Well,
that it's
no.
that it's
I knew
you
were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. No, I am really down because this game is ending, because I really, really dug it. Blemishes and all. Like, I would rather be spending my money on this than most of the other ones. But the point is, this was a really good set for a game that didn't get the kind of love that it deserved. And the final pack that got previewed finally recently has a killer version of all people, Ezra, and a freaking, what was it, neutral light side Maul? Am I remembering correctly, or am I just totally out of my mind?
Yeah, he's old master.
Technically doesn't say Maul on the title of the card.
Right, it doesn't. But we know it's him. And that's crazy awesome design. It's like, where were you? If this set was designed by one frickin' guy, like it sounds like it's been for a while, man, he needs a raise. I think you already got it, working on L5R now, but it's like, come on, this is great.
See, I still feel like, though, of all the LCGs of Fantasy Flights that I've played, I still feel like the Star Wars one is probably the weakest of them all. I haven't played all the LCGs, but I've played both editions of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and Netrunner, and then the Star Wars LCG. And I don't know, I found the other ones all to be more enjoyable than Star Wars in the end, which was really sad for me because I was really excited about the game because I love me some Star Wars card games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that that faulty start just kind of did it in from the beginning. All right, well, I'll get off my soapbox / coffin for LCG.
You mean
we'll move on.
The DCG? Isn't that what we call it now?
Oh, you're the worst. You're the worst, but that's brilliant. Let's move on to the most improved game, and this is a game that was released in previous years and saw some dramatic changes. I would say obviously for the better since it's improved game. We said okay, so Joe went first last time. I want to know what Leo's most improved game is. It's blank
Legion?
on the show notes. Yeah, there you go. Star Wars miniatures.
Yeah, can I say Star Wars Legion? It improved from there being no game to now there's a game on the way that I'm excited to play.
All right.
God, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say Destiny. I mean, like I said, I
because
really
it's
enjoyed
available?
Spirited. Yeah. Well, still don't have my fucking Rivals pack, so
That's true.
Well, I mean, there's stuff like I said, Spirit of Rebellion came out. I thought that improved the game a lot. You know, it hit some bumps with Empire at War, but most of those got eroded out, or some cards maybe in like the 2-player set helped, and then they announced the Rivals packs and stuff still in 2017, which was definitely an improvement for the game. I'm very excited to do drafting, and I can't wait till people in my town can actually have the packs so we can do that. But so sure, I'll just say Destiny because
Because why not?
Because I got nothing else, frankly.
That's fine. Okay, I'll go next on this one. My most improved game, and I'll elaborate, is Battlefront 2. EA Battlefront 2. And
the Pandemic Battlefront 2 improved this year, too. It gotten
did.
more official updates on Steam than EA's Battlefront 2 has gotten altogether.
Very, very true. That's why I felt the need to clarify which one. But so I'm lumping the two EA Battlefronts together in this case because I had so little fun with EA Battlefront 1, and I have had exponentially more fun, even though you'll hear me curse it till its dying day while I'm getting shot by people. But EA Battlefront 2 has given me many, many more fun moments. And I don't know...
No fun is allowed in Battlefront. Sorry. I'm vetoing this one.
All right. I guess I can't. But if Joe says that I can...
I'll veto Leo's veto.
I'll veto Corleone. Never, but I don't know. But yes, Battlefront 2, I have had more fun with that one than Battlefront 1. So that's my improved game. It's got problems. Yeah, that's true. But I've had more fun with it. So there you go.
I'm really hoping that next year when we do this show, I'll be able to say Battlefront 2 is the most improved from 2018. Because it still has a long way to go. But hopefully maybe by the end of March there'll be something.
Hey, who knows? Maybe jetpack cargo mode is going to be fucking amazing, and it'll turn me around on that game.
I'm hoping everyone has jetpacks like Boba Fett. Not everyone has jetpacks like the Ariel class, where it's like a jump pack. You go from point A to point B. Because if it's like Boba Fett and everyone's hovering around, that would be more fun.
Yeah, I mean, if it's some kind of silly mode, where everyone's hovering around and you just kind of, you're like around while trying to move this cargo or whatever it is, that sounds like that could actually be fun. So stay tuned for my thoughts on that someday.
Someday.
Yeah, I had previously said that I thought whatever Battlefront was going to be like at the end of January is probably what we can expect for the rest of its life. But with the news today that they're going to have stuff by the end of March, I guess maybe we wait until March to see how this is going to be. I mean, like, so many people will have given up on it by now, and I'm probably going to not be playing much of it until there's new updates. But
yeah. I wouldn't mind if they got to the point where they have like a bunch of different sort of like rotating, like sort of like the weirder modes, not just like your standard 40 versus 40 Galactic Assault or whatever, or 20 versus 20, whatever. But more stuff like this jetpack cargo mode sounds like it's gonna be. It'd be kind of cool to have limited events that rotate in and out like that.
All right, Joe.
We will see.
We will see.
Mine?
Yes, yours.
My most improved, I'm going to pick Rebellion, because it got the Rise of the Empire expansion, which I think dramatically improved that game from a pretty fun game to a really great game, for the most part.
Yeah, I was hoping that would come up.
Yeah, I think that the expansion for Rebellion was actually probably should have been my surprise hit, because none of us were expecting an expansion for that game, and it turned out to be pretty great. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just if you're playing Rebellion, you pretty much need to have that now. Like, you don't need to, but it really takes the game up another level as far as the combat goes. And it gives you more kind of replayability with different mission sets, but I pick Rebellion for most improved.
No, I think that's great. I think that's a perfect one for this. If I was gonna vote for one of these three that we've mentioned, I would probably give Rebellion the prize, send it home with the award, because yeah, that expansion, even though I haven't gotten to play with it, just from your review and what you've told us, it sounds like it improves the entire game. It's not just, you guys want to play with the expansion too. It's like, you're going to play with the expansion because it makes the game better, and that's what it should do. It's what an expansion should do, make the whole game better. All right, the time has come for Game of the Year. I really want to do some game, but that was really lame, so I'm not going to do that again ever. Ever.
Yeah. What was that?
That was when we got like an announcer with a bullhorn and they're going crazy. It's like on a radio show and they've got the soundboard. No. There you go. See, he gets it. All right.
Play like the MLG horn.
MLG has a horn. I don't.
Yes.
We need to get an Alpenhorn, I think they're called, or something. Just like that really long horn that like the guy with the lederhosen and the funny hat would be playing.
With like a banner on it? A Jodo banner?
Well, it
like
rests
the
on the
really
ground.
long ones.
Yeah, it like
really
goes down
ones.
the hill.
Oh, I'm with you now. Okay. Yes, that's what we should have. We can probably pick that up in the TeePublic store. Or our store, I mean.
Get your very own Jodo Cast Alpenhorn.
Yeah, you could be like and then yell about Ricola.
Jodo Cast. Okay, Game of the Year. And I don't know if we say this in previous years, but it's not just going to be a face-off between rookies / expansion and improved. It's going to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a new one or make big changes. It's just had a great year, period. And let's do Joe on this one. You go first.
This might have been mine from last year, but
probably.
I'm going to pick Imperial Assault because it's still the game that has gotten the majority of my time and attention. I mean, I traveled to Denver to play it in regionals.
Do you
I've
have
almost got all my stuff painted.
I was just going to ask you that, if you had any that were still waiting.
I only have 4 Riot Troopers left for the Empire, and then all my Imperials are painted. I just have Ahsoka left for the Rebellion, and then all my Rebels are painted, and then for Scum, I've got Maul, Bosk, Greedo, and Shyla. So I'm getting close. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish them all before Legion comes out, but I'm going to maybe try. But it had 2 expansions this year with Jabba's Realm and Heart of the Empire, and now it's got the app, which I haven't actually played yet. But yeah, it's definitely just still my number 1 game and the one I put the most time into.
Cool. And I'm just waiting to... I mean, everyone knows. By this point, the internet knows that if I say, Leo, what's your Star Wars game of the year? We know what we're going to get, even though we told Leo last time that he was the opposite of a box of chocolates. But no, he still is. He still is the opposite of a box of chocolates. That is exactly how this works. What's your game of the year, Leo?
The Decipher CCG.
Of course it is. Which you'll be able to buy plenty of at Gen Con.
It's still the best Star Wars tabletop game out there. So I'm giving it Game of the Year again this year. I mean, I could have done... I think I did X-Wing versus TIE Fighter last year. Actually, I think I did the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter the last 2 years. So there, the Decipher CCG has broken X-Wing versus TIE Fighter's streak.
Wow, okay, so the 90s are alive and well for Leo's Game of the Year. Jeez.
Well, name one game that's out, Star Wars game that's out right now that's better than the CCG. You can't, see? You said nothing.
He's got us there.
That's a good point. I gotta give you that one. Well, I mean, I guess you just totally shot my Game of the Year out of the water then, because mine is Destiny, and it's a CCG. It's not by Decipher, but it's a pretty good game. I think that 2017. I mean, it was really the first full year.
It's a DCG, a dice end card game.
It's a CDCG because it's still a collectable dice and card.
Collectible dice and card game.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like way too hard to say.
That really rolls off the tongue. I can't even do it. CDCG. Okay, it's not too bad actually. But the point is, it's its first year, and despite the rocky distribution start, I think that the first cycle of, I guess the Awakenings cycle, and Spirit and Empire, I felt like that came off really well, and I thought that the 2-player intro box did its job, did what it was designed to do very well also. And we only really got back to, the last year's kind of disappointing start again, same time of year. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, especially with the new cycle starting again. I don't know if it's pre-cycle jitters or what, but I felt like most of this year was really, really solid for Destiny, both in terms of the product and the competitive scene. And it's still so easy to get new people into it. And I think that's its greatest strength.
Can you keep people into it? Because I feel like people got into it and then they got out of it pretty quickly too.
It's a good question, because I've kind of struggled with that myself, because it's a CCG. It comes with all the perils that are fraught with the CCG model. But I just think it's doing what it's designed to do pretty well. As far as keeping people, that remains to be seen. I mean, we've known plenty of people who spent a ton of money at the start so that they could be ready, and then they dropped out. But like we've been talking about draft for the past few months, I think that's going to make a huge difference. So I think 2018 is going to be another hallmark year, and I think its trajectory is mostly up as long as they take care of their stupid distribution problems.
Yeah, I guess we talked about that crap enough in the last episode.
A few times, I think. Oh yeah, especially last time. That was a Destiny episode, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It's been all of a few days. All right, well, that's our look at the games of 2017. And let's see here. I think we may have lost a Leo, but I don't think he'll mind too terribly much if we wrap this sucker up. You did it last time. Do you want to do it again, or shall I? I would be more than happy to.
You do it.
I'll do it? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. All right, once again, we got to thank our friends. They're almost like family over at patreon.com/thejodocast. If you would like to learn what they do for us and how we thank them for their help, please go to that website, patreon.com/thejodocast. I'm just going to keep repeating myself until you go. So just go now and
that
get it over with.
That always works.
Yes.
Didn't everybody buy that head-on headache bullshit?
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know the head-on? Apply directly to the forehead. Head-on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head-on. Apply directly to the forehead.
I don't know how many years it has been.
It was obviously very effective advertising.
Obviously.
I still remember. And it was just like, if I recall, just wax. It was literally just wax you'd rub on your forehead. It's just a placebo or something.
Yeah, but I mean, if it makes you feel better, it makes you feel better. And if you go to our website, jodocast.com, you can find some cool new stuff over there. We've got a new feedback survey, so you can let us know what you like from the show, what you'd want to see us do. If you want to tell us what we need to stop doing, I guess you can do that too. But we would love to hear from you there. And we have a new store over at the website also. We mentioned it last time, but we're going to keep talking about it because it's pretty cool. Not only can you get our shirts, our 2 shirts, logo shirt and X Happens from TeePublic through there, but also our card playmat is now available through there. That's awesome. And the custom art cards that our patrons have received, you can buy those at our store also. Very, very cool stuff there. And you can listen to us at Apple Podcasts. They don't want us to say iTunes anymore. I don't know why. It's Apple Podcasts now. And if you go there, please do leave us a review and a comment. It helps us get noticed. And if you could do that over at Google Play Music and Stitcher, I would tell you to do that there too. And YouTube, you can certainly give us some thumbs up or whichever thumb you prefer, I guess. And you can also find us on an RSS feed over at our website. If you want to talk with us, you can do so at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Those are all .com/thejodocast. If you want to watch us, you can do so on Twitch, although less so of that lately and more on Mixer because that's where Xbox lives. And also on YouTube for what that's worth anymore. If you want to talk with us and others, you can do so at our subreddit, reddit.com/r/thejodocast, if there's much going on there. But everything is happening all the time on our Discord server. And if you're a patron, you have a special link to get there. And if you're not a patron, you can still follow a link to get there, also at jodocast.com. And if you really need to send us something via electronic mail, you can do so, show at jodocast.com. You guessed it. Just let us know that you did so we know to look for it. And did Leo ever come back? Nope. That's okay.
He's gone forever.
Yep. He was like, screw you guys. Okay, Joe, it's just you and me. Mano y mano.
I think want to play a game?
Potentially. We shall see. But we should probably wrap up the show before we even do that. So,
we're still recording.
We are. So, with that...
Wait, we're recording? I thought we just had private conversations all the time on a semi-weekly basis.
Yes, we have all of our conversations like this, in this voice. That's just how I talk.
You have a... You know, now that you mention it, you do have like a broadcaster persona.
I certainly have a face for radio. So there's that. All right, we're going to get out of here. Everyone have a good night. Go play some more Star Wars games.